the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the virtual Lowe's Motor Speedway. Yes, you heard me right tonight. Lowe's Motor Speedway, the venue for this 225-mile affair here on a beautiful Thursday night. You're watching the OP Throwback Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. My name is Dawson Wise. I'm glad you all have joined me on yet another Thursday night here for some throwback racing. Round 13 of the series brings us to NASCAR's backyard, Charlotte, North Carolina. Tonight, the venue, the Lowe's Motor Speedway. We'll get into some more race info a little bit closer to green flag. Qualifying about to get underway. And so with that being said, we will step aside for our pre-race ceremonies, and we will be right back.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And with that, we say once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another production of the Turn 3 Racing Network here for round 13 of the OP Racing Throwback Series here on a Thursday night. You see the bright yellow walls. We are on the 2008, I believe, or 2009 representation of the Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight. The Lowe's Motor Speedway, as it was known back at that time. Qualifying's on the racetrack, and I'll tell you what, I am so excited for tonight's race, and here's why. Today, actually yesterday, was iRacing's largest oval racing update in a very, very long time, what they are titling the Oval Refresh. Yesterday was part 1 of that update, and it introduced, most notably, a new dynamic track surface that's going to bring a lot more heat into effect, a lot more of the rubber into effect as well over the course of a run. So tonight is essentially a test run. We're going to see what these guys have learned, see what these guys have figured out over the course of the next 150 laps. We're going to get to see what they have picked up over the first day or so of this update. It's supposed to revolutionize the way we oval race, and surely tonight we are in for a good one. Top lap on the board right now, Justin Hinshaw, 29.17 for the 0.34. Christian Strader had a fantastic run last weekend in the connection-shortened race in California. He's second on the board right now. Hunter Carlson, man, these two, I'll tell you what, last week was a breakout. This week, right back on the same train for those two drivers. They are second and third on the board right about now. I know we have last week's shortened race winner. Sebastian Marin is back in the field tonight. He is currently getting his laps on the racetrack. Our points leader, Tyler Bentley, is in the house as well. Isaiah Dupree, though, not in attendance tonight, and that is going to grow Tyler Bentley's points lead that was already up close to 70 points coming into tonight's race. Tyler Bentley will continue to grow that lead, inching ever closer to becoming a man they call OP champion here on Thursday night. 150 laps, like I said, are on tap here in just about 60 seconds when we put the cars on the grid for the first time. I believe 20 officially have made the trip to the grid. We'll see how many will start the race here tonight. Only one new driver in the field tonight, and that is the driver of the 43, Brent Blunt, who is making his first start, I believe, tonight in the Throwback Series. Good to see him out here, as we only have 4 races left in this Throwback Series. What a season it's been, and certainly so much more still to decide over the next several weeks. Several winners left to crown as we begin to reach that crowning moment of this first OP Throwback Series season. Want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight on a Thursday night. Glad to have an audience out here watching these guys perform, watching these guys put on a show, which they've done so many times this season, and surely tonight we are going to get yet another one. They're about to get on the grid. Qualifying is about to wrap up. Justin Hinshaw, how about the run for the 034? He puts that machine on the pole. His first pole of the season, I do believe, for the driver of the 034. And with that, we'll get into your starting grid here for the OP Throwback Series at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Justin Hinshaw, 29.172. The quick time tonight, Christian Strader to his outside on the outside of row number 1. Hunter Carlson will round out our top 3 starters here this week. Looking for another great performance at his outside, Greg Kales in the 311. Row 3, it's Grease Lightning. Starting in the 5th position, Chad French to his outside, the 39 of Brian Elmore. Row 4, the faster pastor is back in the field tonight. Stoney Benfield in the 75 rolls next to Brent Elmore in the 31 in 8th. Row 5 and rounding out the top 10 will be Mark Vega in the 8 and Cody Eldred in the 4. Richard Maligani rolls from 11th tonight. Adam Green rolls from 12th. Row 7 will be Bo Benham and Travis Elliott. Row 8, it'll be the boss man Alex Green alongside the Richmond winner Nolan Hodgson. There's the points leader, Tyler Bentley. He'll roll from 17th. Sebastian Marin, not choosing to put down a time, he'll roll from 18th. Brent Blunt rolls from the 19th position. I believe Dylan Pearson was going to try to make the grid tonight, but it does not appear that he has done so. So 19 cars total will be in the field for tonight's event. The STP Dodge Charger on the pole tonight, the 034. As we get ready to go for 150 laps of racing here from Charlotte. Hopefully, this week we get the full 150 laps. Obviously, hated to see last week's race go about 75 laps before it was called due to connection issues. Some serious server-side issues last week led to Sebastian Marin winning that race in shortened fashion right in the middle of a pit run. Actually, if you missed that one, what a crazy ending it was. Go back and take a look. Certainly was one of the more insane endings I have ever had to a race that I've been on the microphone for, but hey, we all got to learn somehow, and certainly I got thrown into the fire last week. What a bad situation that was for all involved. Hopefully this week we're right back to what we're used to, good old-fashioned racing, no problems, and we can get 150 laps in the books. Cars are going to be rolling off the grid here momentarily any second, and there they go. And we are getting ready to put them under the green flag for the first time. No stages as usual here tonight in Charlotte. 150 laps. If it goes green for all 150, then that's exactly what we're going to do. And we'll see what these guys have in store for us here tonight. Christian Strader, I'll tell you what, is looking for a little bit of revenge. Trying to get his get back after last week. Never got to see that race pan out, where he and Sebastian Marin were the fastest cars on track. But man, Strader on a long run was so good. We'll see if that is the case tonight. And of course, we will be watching throughout the course of this 150 lap event how the track develops, how the lanes develop, how the grip level develops across this 1.5-mile oval, and see what kind of changes that we can see, what kind of information these drivers can glean here for the first 150 laps of league racing on this new oval racing format. And here we go. I am so excited. I've been excited about this one all day. My first time to see this refresh in progress is going to be Throwback Racing at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Pace car will take the hard left turn onto the pit lane. Justin Hinshaw brings the field into the restart zone for the first time. The green flag is in the air, and we are underway. We're racing from Charlotte. What a start for Justin Hinshaw as he comes up off the banking on the exit of turn number 2. Jockeying further back, Christian Strader's made his way to second, Hunter Carlson into third, and Greg Cale settles nicely into the 4th position. From there on back is where the battling will begin. Chad French now settles into 5th, Stoney Benfield in 6th. Richard Maligani has picked up 4 spots to 7th. He's on the move early. As Hinshaw continues to lead, Strader continuing to pick up some time. He's about 2 car lengths out the back bumper of the 043 Dodge Charger. Off into turn number 3, Hinshaw, Strader continue to battle for the lead. You see Hinshaw, he's looking for grip already, going up off the bottom. Normally, in these kinds of 1.5 mile races earlier in the season at Texas is what comes to mind for me. You saw these guys run right down against the white line, never really came up off the bottom. They ran the second line a little bit on old tires, and it worked. You see Hinshaw already searching for grip up along that second groove, trying to rubber it in a little bit, and that's going to be something we have to consider here in league racing, especially on these 1.5 mile ovals, is that drivers will be able to do this now, where they will start to move up the racetrack. You see Hinshaw continue to do it here in 3 and 4. Strader on the shorter line down there against the white line, trying to make the pass. Hinshaw thinking about later in the race already, trying to move around, try to find some speed, find something that works. He returns 1 and 2. Strader chipping away at the back bumper of Hinshaw. Hinshaw down to the white line to block. Now about a half car length between these two drivers here at the front of the field. Hunter Carlson settled nicely into third. I'll tell you the driver that's on the move, and that is the faster pastor, Stoney Benfield. He's up to 5th already, looking for 4th on Greg Cales. 75 looking very good in his return to Thursday nights. Other cars on the move. Sebastian Marin up 8 spots since the start. He's up to 10th. Maligani up 4 spots to 7th. Tyler Bentley up 5 spots to 12th. Some drivers on the move already here early in the going. Sebastian Marin was quickest in practice, but not by nearly as much as he was at Auto Club last week. He was about 0.6 faster than the field last week. He's about 0.05 quicker than the next car, and that, ironically enough, was Christian Strader. You can see Strader putting some more pressure on Hinshaw, but I'll tell you what, Hinshaw's found something here. As lap 6 goes on the board, Justin Hinshaw's found some speed. He's moved up. You see him running about a lane off the bottom. And he's obviously found some kind of speed as he has put about a car length and a half between himself and the Strader machine. Meanwhile, Stoney Benfield is all the way to 4th now. He is the man on the move. He's looking for 3rd already on Hunter Carlson. Stoney Benfield moved the 75 to 4th. Here he comes for 3rd. Look at how high up Carlson's running already in this race. Lap 7 going to go on the board, and Carlson's trying to look for that high groove to come in. Benfield forward to 3rd. Chad French, Grace Lightning comes forward to 4th, following the 75 on through. See that nice wide arc by the 75? He's actually moved up about a half a lane. Interesting to see the different grooves already in this race as guys continue to search for grip. Continue to look for what is going to be fast throughout the course of the night. Sebastian Marin's the man to watch right now. He's up 9 spots already, looking for 10 here on Cody Eldred, but it has spread out quite a ways as he tries to make up some ground. There's the points leader, Tyler Bentley, 2 spots behind him, closing ever closer on his first OP Racing Championship. Over the next few weeks, 4 races to go, counting tonight. Over the next 6 weeks or so. So 4 races in 6 weeks, all Tyler Bentley has, separating himself from being an OP Racing Series champion. What a season it's been for him. Up front, we got a change for the lead. Christian Strader got on by the 043 of Justin Hinshaw on lap number 9, and the 12 is off and running here. Let's see what he's found for speed. I think he's keeping it down along the white line, so traditional groove. Oh, he pulls the car up off the bottom there for the first time in 3 and 4 as he starts to search for some speed later in the run. And that's just what you're going to see guys do. That's how you're going to see guys gain speed. And now Schrader, yeah, way up off the bottom. Actually, almost a lane and a half there in the apex of the corner. And we'll see if the groove continues to move up as the tires get older. I can tell you, Stoney Benfield is closing this gap in a hurry. He's gained about 2.5 tenths over the past 2 laps. He's in clean air, and he is rocketing up towards the leaders here. And Chad French very much is following him forward. Sebastian Marin all the way up to 7th now. We're going to keep it here on the battle for the lead. Lap 11 on the board. As these guys run through turns 1 and 2. Look at how high Justin Hinshaw is in the middle of the corner. Ooh, has to chase it a little bit on exit right there, though. Benfield's picked up another 10.5 just over the past 1.5 miles. So Stoney Benfield is on the move in a big way here in the 75. Lap machine up ahead is going to be Alex Green. Had to come to pit road for some unscheduled stop there early on in this one. Now Schrader goes right back to the white line. He changes his line one more time. Let's see if it works for him here off the exit of turn number 2. Not really. Hinshaw holds serve. Benfield another 10.5 chipped away. Down to 1.4 seconds. Chad French has it down to about 2.1 seconds. Potential 4-car battle for the lead starting to brew here early in the going. Lap 13 going to go on the board. All clean and green so far. Sebastian Marin has passed Hunter Carlson. That's for 6th. Tyler Bentley is up to 9th. Both the men on the move right now. But the man they may have to beat is the 75 of Stoney Benfield, who now you can tell has gotten a lot bigger in the mirrors of Justin Hinshaw and Christian Schrader. He is coming in a hurry. He's going to be inside 1 second here in 3 and 4. You wonder, is Schrader saving? Has Benfield found some speed that these guys haven't found yet? We'll have to see as the run gets a little bit later on. These guys do have 7 tire sets available to them tonight for this 150 lap event. Should be enough for 1 per stop as well as an extra at the end in case of a late race caution. So Benfield closes the gap here to 0.8 of a second in turns 3 and 4. Schrader continues to hold off Justin Hinshaw. Now we wonder how much these guys up front are saving and how much perhaps Stoney Benfield is pedal to the metal and just focused on getting the track position. But he has closed it now inside of 0.8 of a second. Now here's the hard part. He has caught these drivers, but now the hard part's going to be passing them, especially with where these guys are running. Look at how high Schrader gets here in 3 and 4. They're experimenting. They're really starting to experiment early in this one. Lap 15 on the board. And that actually worked. So for Schrader, he actually picked up a little bit of time that he had been losing to Stoney Benfield. Actually, Benfield goes right back down to the bottom and immediately starts to pick up the time once again. He's going to be to the back bumper of Justin Hinshaw by the time they reach the start-finish line. Chad French slowly is closing this gap a little bit. It's about 1.5 seconds back to the 93. And Schrader has found some speed. I think he might have been saving a little bit. He's pulled a little bit of a gap here on our 2nd and 3rd place cars. As lap 17 goes on the board, he starts to set sail a little bit. So you wonder if perhaps he was saving some tire for the first portion of that run. Certainly looked like it to me. Sebastian Marin, you see him on your camera shot. He's all the way up into 5th position. So if Schrader was saving, he's got to start to go now. He's all the way up against the fence here in turns 3 and 4. It's the first time we've seen anybody try this line tonight. Sebastian Marin looks for 4th on Chad French. He gets that position into turn number 1. Battles on for 2nd between Hinshaw and Benfield. As Schrader pulls about a 3-car length advantage here down the back straightaway. Here comes Sebastian Marin. You see him closing in on this battle for the lead. Schrader, I still wonder if he's just saving a little bit of tire here. Sebastian Marin hasn't had an opportunity really to save tire. He's had to drive through the field. Started almost dead last. Started about 18th in this field and has driven all the way to the front. So he's not had much opportunity like Christian Schrader where he can get out front and save tire. Battle is continuing here for 2nd. Stoney Benfield takes a look to the bottom here in the 75. He knows he's got to get past the Hinshaw machine if he wants any hope of staying in front of Sebastian Marin, who is just continuing to run the bottom. Benfield, wide arc now, drives it off the corner, really turns a hard left onto the front stretch. Hinshaw Runs him down a little, runs him down again. Benfield trying to stick the nose in here into turn number 1. Still won't quite get it there. As Hinshaw's able to really dive this car deep into the corner. He's able to really let the car roll out of the throttle, and as a result, here comes Sebastian Marin. These guys have let him get all the way to the front. Tyler Bentley, by the way, is up to 8th. That's about where he has stalled. As he tries to pick up some of the ground he lost battling other race cars. Another look for second. Here comes Benfield. Hinshaw says no. And says no one more time. Schrader loving this behind him. Marin goes to the fence in the 23, up in 1 and 2. First time we've seen anybody do that at this end of the racetrack. He's going to get a mammoth run here down the backstretch. Benfield's going to have to give way. Sebastian Marin for third. He wants second from Hinshaw. Going to go to the fence once again. Schrader sees it, blocks the line. Now here comes Hinshaw for the lead. How much speed can Marin carry off the fence? It's a lot. He's the back bumper of the 12. The problem is the 034 is hampering that advance just a little bit, being on the bottom. Marin now through to second, dives to the bottom of the racetrack for the lead. Here comes Sebastian Marin. Trouble! Schrader's in the wall. The leader bounces off the outside wall and loses the lead to Marin here on the back straightaway. Marin drives on by. Schrader's trying to get that car back up to speed as the 12 overshot the corner. He saw Sebastian Marin coming. Tried to get up against the fence and drive it off the fence. 3 wide for second between Hinshaw, Schrader, and Benfield. Off turn number 4, this is a dangerous spot. Benfield has to give way to Hinshaw there off turn 4. At the stripes, second Hinshaw, third Schrader, fourth Benfield. Schrader back to the fence, trying to regain the speed he just had. Now I know on a long run he was very quick as well. Still rim riding right up against the fence is Christian Schrader. Can't quite turn it down the hill, but he's trying to as Hinshaw continues to hold on to second. Now drives to the bottom. Now Schrader, you're going to see him actually stay right about in the middle of the racetrack. And look at the middle of the corner speed for the driver of the 12. Got to find a way around the 75 of Stoney Benfield. Meanwhile, Chad French and Richard Malagani have slowly reeled this battle in. They're going to make this a 5-car battle for second as Sebastian Marin says, I'm out of here. I'm going to set sail, let you guys do all the work behind me. He's driven away by over a second already here on lap 24. So we'll keep it here on the battle for second for the moment. You see Malagani and Chad French beginning to really close up that gap to this battle for the second position. Schrader is really struggling with this car on a long run. Stoney Benfield still attempting to get around Justin Hinshaw. I think if he does, he may have something for Sebastian Marin. He's just got to get around the 034 and to this point has not had a way around him. Going to have Hinshaw slip up. We've seen him do it a couple times. There you see Tyler Bentley come into frame for the first time. Hunter Carlson running back in 7th. This battle is going to become very, very large here in a moment. Benfield, there's that slip up. Benfield now gets the entire car to the inside of Justin Hinshaw. Is it enough this time to get the position? Way off the quarter panel is the 75, and that's going to put Hinshaw on the outside wall, and in a big way as he's still up in the outside wall. So Hinshaw slow here in turns 1 and 2 that allows Benfield to get forward to the second position. Now, does Stoney Benfield have anything for Sebastian Marin in the 23? I don't know if he does. Sebastian driving away, but not for long. Pit stops. Sebastian Marin, the first one to hit pit road. Benfield, Schrader, Hinshaw, Malagani, French all coming down pit road as well. Cody Eldred, Nolan Hodgson, Brian Elmore, an exodus to pit road here on lap 27. We got one car going around, I do believe. We got another car going around. Oh, a couple. And it's Tyler Bentley. Tyler Bentley has gotten involved in an incident here in turns 1 and 2, and that car is destroyed. Oh, no. So a tough break for the points leader here in turn 2, as that is major damage. It was right behind our camera shot. I heard cars start to get out of shape, but wasn't really sure what it was until it said that Tyler Bentley had been involved in an incident. You're going to see Brent Blunt here in the 43. He's coming off a pit road and loses the handle here underneath that Chevy Impala, and you're going to see as he spins back up, he is going to collect Tyler Bentley, who really I think was just trying to keep track position, and unfortunately, we see the 43 slide back up. There goes Hunter Carlson on by, and I just, it was not in our camera frame, or I didn't see it. And man, Tyler Bentley a violent incident here in turn number 2 as he wallops the right side door of the Brent Blunt machine. Greg Kales has to scramble out of the way in the 311. Not sure how he missed that one. My goodness, Tyler Bentley. One of the more significant incidents of the season. Comes here on lap number 28. My goodness, what a hit. Brent Blunt almost up and over. Tyler Bentley, lucky for him, stays on all 4 wheels. I'm not sure how he was able to drive this car away. He was able to get all the way back to his pit box somehow. We're going to take a ride on board with the Tyler Bentley machine here. All the way from turn 1 down to the exit of turn number 2. And you're going to see the Brent Blunt machine. You see him up there on the apron. He's going to get loose. And Tyler's like, okay. He's going to stay down there. He's going to stay down there. By the time he's coming back up, Tyler, there's nothing he can do. Oh, this car is junk. You can tell. This is what I mean. I'm surprised he even drove this car away. But somehow manages to do just that. And he's on a fresh car now, but his only fresh car. And what that's going to do is it's going to split the field up in a big way here. As a bunch of our lead lap cars, in fact, all of our lead lap cars, besides Sebastian Marin, Christian Strader, Greg Kales, and I believe Hunter Carlson, are going to be trapped at the tail end of the lead lap for this restart. So you're looking at the leader, but he's going to line up about 15 cars deep in the field because of how this pit stop panned out and how this yellow flag came out and the timing at which it came out. So Marin, Strader, Kales, Carlson, that's going to be your 4 cars you're going to see on the screen. They're on the front end of the lead lap. Everyone behind them, well, in this case in front of them, is on the lead lap, besides Brent Blunt, Brian Elmore, Adam Green, and Alex Green. The remaining cars are on the lead lap. They are on the tail end of the lead lap and will have to try to evade the leaders long enough to get a caution and get caught back up. It's just where that caution came out in the middle of a pit cycle. It messed up the scoring, and unlucky enough for some of these guys, it pins some of them a lap down. We're going back green here on lap 31. The pace car is going to dive down. You see Sebastian Marin, he's down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He will get the green flag here as we come off turn number 4 on lap 31. 120 laps remaining here at Charlotte. Actually, he will not. We'll go one more time. Thought the lights were out. Something happened here under the caution, so we'll go an extra lap of caution. Pretty good racing. You can see guys searching all over the track for speed, and you'll see different grooves will become faster as the night goes on. That's the whole point of this oval refresh, is that a groove, the longer you run it, the more heat it's going to have, the more rubber it'll have. You'll be able to get more grip up there, and in turn more speed. You'll be able to find quicker times, maybe up against the wall, maybe in the middle of the racetrack. But you'll see guys continue to search around here as the night goes on. You've already seen them. Kind of go up to the wall. Christian Strader, Sebastian Marin, both have gone to the fence already. So here we go. Lap 32 will go on the board. 119 remain here from the Lowe's Motor Speedway. And next caution will go through our upcoming schedule, our last 3 races of the season. But here we go nonetheless. Lap 32 going on the board. The pace car is down. The field up ahead of Sebastian Marin will get the green flag, but here we're looking at our leader. Green flag back in the air, lap 32 here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and Sebastian Marin goes to work as he is now in traffic. We'll have to negotiate some cars. He's going to put several cars a lap down here in the first couple of laps of this run. This is a key opportunity here for Christian Strader to get that track position back with Marin stuck in traffic. Marin behind Mark Vega, nothing there. He's going to have to follow him in right in his tire tracks here in turns 3 and 4. Christian Strader hanging with him. Greg Kales, Hunter Carlson in tow as well. Marin continues to go to work on the 8. He's got a lot of traffic up in front of him here that he's going to have to negotiate over the next few laps. Meanwhile, the Stoney Benfield, Justin Hinshaw, Cody Eldred, Richard Maligani machines, all those guys up at the front, essentially, of the field, they are trying to just run away from Sebastian Marin and put time back on the leader so that if a caution comes out, perhaps they can get that track position back once more. Marin continuing to lead, but not finding anything, really not even trying to go and move around, try to find speed. He's just riding behind Mark Vega. Now Vega goes to the top, and Marin will be able to gas it up. Strader goes to the top, trying to find something out of the middle, drives it off the corner, has to dive low to miss the Mark Vega machine. Strader back to the top. Let's see if he experiments again here in 3 and 4. Going to stay right in the middle of the racetrack. Nope, now transitions back to the bottom. So he's trying to run down Sebastian Marin. Meanwhile, a Hornet's Nest up in front of him here. Oh, car in the wall. I believe that might have been the Travis Elliott machine. And it was the 51, the red Dodge tonight in the Viper colors. You see him just up in front. Brent Elmore goes a lap down. Strader continues to run right in the tire tracks of Sebastian Marin. Alex Green sliding out of control here off the exit of turn number 4, but makes the save. Right in front of the race leader. Scary moment for Sebastian Marin, but he gets by it all okay. Strader up to the top to try to negotiate the Alex Green machine, and he has found something up there. He rolls that car off the exit of turn number 2, right to the back bumper of Sebastian Marin. He's found something. Now let's see if Marin copies it in 3 and 4. Nope, not quite. Strader runs right to the bottom of the racetrack. Continuing to run right in the tire tracks, which has been working for the most part here as he stays right on the bumper of Sebastian Marin. These two continue to run right together. Meanwhile, Stoney Benfield, Richard Maligani have been trying to drive away from the leaders that you see on your screen here, and they are doing so far, but they're going to need the help of a caution if they want any hope at track position. Strader goes to the top. He saw he was losing time, decides to mix it up, go to find some speed. Can he do that? Yes, he can. Just a little bit of speed he found up there. I'm telling you, the top is starting to come in, and when it does, it's going to be a race, I think, of can you dive it in on the bottom? Can you gas it up off the corner? Or will you be overcome by that top line? I tell you what, Strader just picked up a ton of time right here onto the exit of the back straightaway. There is a lot of exit speed being found right now by the driver of the 12. Alex Green goes up there for the first time. He's out of control, but again makes the save. Strader up to the top, up against the fence, trying to find something, anything here on a short run that he can beat Sebastian Marin. Certainly would like to find something where perhaps he does not see the same fate as last week, where he runs second to the 23. Car on the wall up ahead, that's Travis Elliott once again. Travis Elliott continues to struggle here. Lap 40 goes on the board. Elliott in the wall a few times over the last several laps. 12 cars still technically on the lead lap. All the way back to Travis Elliott in the 12th position, right in front of our leaders. Brent Elmore, the first car a lap down. Bo Benham, Mark Vega also going a lap down on the restart. Strader has held serve here with Marin, but has not been able to pick up any more time. As the run starts to get a little bit older, we'll see if he can continue to get some time back. He gets some back right there in the middle of turns 1 and 2. They negotiate the Nolan Hodgson machine as he goes a lap down. A little bit more time there for Christian Strader. Holds serve one more time in the exit of turn number 4. Next car to negotiate is Travis Elliott and then Chad French after that. Stoney Benfield has continued to pick up some time on the leaders. He's still a considerable way up in front, but needs the help of a caution, like I said, to get back on the lead lap. Well, excuse me, get wrapped back around the front end of the lead lap, should I say. So Marin continues to lead. Lap 43 on the board, closing in on a third of the way home here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. The lights are on. The sun is down. And we still await to see who the first one is to really find game-changing speed up against the outside wall. I've not seen anybody do it yet to this point in the race. Sebastian Marin, by the way, started to put time on every car in the field. Last time by, fastest car in the field by a tenth was the 23. In fact, making about a tenth and a half that time by. As he negotiates Travis Elliott here in turn 3, and Elliott drives right to the bottom. This is going to hold Marin up here for a moment. Whoa, close racing between the leader and the 51 there on the exit of turn number 4. Lap 45 goes on the board. Elliott continues to race the leader hard, trying to stay on the lead lap. Will not be able to do it. Now Marin will have to negotiate to the lap machines in front of him now. Chad French and Justin Hinshaw, who were going to go double file. I thought they were anyway, off the exit of turn number 2. But not quite. Now Marin dives into the white line, gets around Hinshaw, still down there trying to get around Chad French as well. Won't quite be able to pass the Chad French machine. And that leaves 8 cars on the lead lap now. Now the back straightaway off into turn number 3. 105 laps to go, it'll be 104. As our leader Sebastian Marin paces back by the start-finish line. We got one pit cycle in the books. We have another coming up here in the next 5 to 10 laps. Actually, maybe a little bit longer than that. It'll probably be closer to about, I would say, lap 55, 57, somewhere in there. So maybe 10 laps on the nose might be the number. As Sebastian Marin has continued to pace as the fastest car in the field, and it's relatively not close. About 2 tenths between himself and Hunter Carlson and Cody Eldred. And now Chad French. As Marin continues to run 30.4 second lap times, which is good for about 2.5 tenths faster than the rest of the field. Marin puts Cody Eldred a lap down. That leaves 7 cars remaining on the lead lap. He'll now have to negotiate the Richard Mulligani and Tyler Bentley machines, and these guys are going to be a little bit hard to pass. He will try to go to work on these cars. They are going to be a little bit hard to pass when compared to some of these guys running about 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Bentley and Mulligani have been 2 of the faster cars on the racetrack tonight, and certainly the prospect of going a lap down, not going to sit too well with these 2 drivers when he gets to them. There you see them up in front of the leader. Christian Strader just now negotiating Justin Hinshaw. The lead is 2 seconds for Sebastian Marin, who now goes up to the fence. So Marin going to try something here in turns 3 and 4. And it worked for him. 100 laps remain here from Charlotte. We are a third of the way in. And 2/3 still left to run as Sebastian Marin has transitioned up against the outside wall. Now runs top shelf. Cody Eldred does behind him. But gets into the outside wall, has to dig that car up off the safer barrier. Christian Strader follows the lead of our race leader up to the outside wall. Goes the 12 as well. But he continues to lose time, as does most of the field. Sebastian Marin continues to run pretty much the fastest laps in the field. Not really anybody that's been able to hold to him. Checking lap times that time by, and yep, still about consistently 2 tenths faster than the rest of the field. got trouble with Brent Blunt in the 43. And now trouble with Adam Green in the 777 as he has taken his car immediately to pit road. Brent Blunt, again with serious damage here to that race car. We'll try to check it if we get another caution, but Brent Blunt, not the first night that he certainly wanted on Thursdays, as he continues to pace around here with a very slow race car. Sebastian Marin puts lap 54 on the board. He's opened up a 3-second lead on Christian Strader. He now drops the bottom of Tyler Bentley. Bentley runs him down to the white line, though. And for the first time in a little bit, somebody holding up the 23 of Sebastian Marin just a little bit, but not for long. Marin goes on by. It leaves 6 cars on the lead lap. Marin up to the fence. Looking for some battles on the racetrack. Not a ton of them right now. So we'll keep it here. A battle for second starting to shape up as Strader and Kales are continuing to get closer together. Stoney Benfield, Richard Mulligani going to try to short pit. Marin had to slow up for that. It's going to allow Tyler Bentley to get back on the lead lap. Strader, Benfield, Mulligani, French, Kales on pit road this time by on lap 56. Let's see if Sebastian Marin match plays this strategy or if he continues to run. We'll see. You're down the back straightaway one more time comes Sebastian Marin. We'll see if the leader decides to give up that position and pit. He returns 3 and 4. Certainly appears that way. And he will. He relinquishes the lead to come to pit road here on lap 56. So how much gap will the 1 lap of pit difference be for the Christian Strader machine? Hunter Carlson comes to pit road as well. He seeds second. Tyler Bentley's going to stay on the racetrack. Strader is off onto the apron. Marin's going to have a long way to go on this pit lane, starting 18th. Strader started second, was able to gas it up right off the pit lane. Marin going to lose a little bit of time here on the pit lane. Down off the jack. The 23 is rolling down the pit lane exit. Where is Christian Strader? Just now exiting 4, so a beautiful pit stop by Sebastian Marin. He executes well. Strader's going to get some time back on him, but oh, hang on a minute. Marin's still trying to get up to speed here off turn 2. He's going to have to wait. Now he blends. There is Christian Strader, and that's the gap here on this cycle of pit stops. The gap stays at about 1.5 seconds now that Marin is back out on the racetrack. And that's as close as anybody gets. Tyler Bentley will go another lap down here on pit road. As that's going to leave us with 5 cars on the lead lap. Here on lap number 58, there is Tyler Bentley. He just came off pit road. Stoney Benfield, the first car lap down as they run right now. He's got speed in comparison to the 23 of Marin. It's just, problem is with the way that scoring ended up under the caution, unfortunately, the 75 was stuck at the tail end of the lead lap, and look at how much speed he has. An unfortunate break for some of these guys because some of them had a ton of raw speed. And just got kind of caught in a bad situation. Now, Sebastian Marin has started to lose some time. This is a bit uncharacteristic, but Christian Strader has closed this gap to about half a second. You wonder what the deal is here for Sebastian Marin as he continues to lose a little bit of time. Christian Strader on a short run, trying to get back to the back bumper of Sebastian Marin. He's going to go immediately to the top here on this run. Up to the high line, trying to pick up some time. Trying to also get around the Chad French machine, who will cede that position here. As Strader's closed it down to 0.3 of a second. You'll wonder if the top perhaps has really come in. As Christian Strader A surge and a half on the race leader here on the back straightaway. Christian Strader in the 12. He's found some serious speed here on the long run. This run has gone on. The track gets heated up, and now Christian Strader is ready to pounce. This is as close as he's been, but now he gets loose. Has to get out of it. Going to probably have to go back to the fence. Sebastian Marin's been so good down along the white line. You imagine if you're Strader, you have to stay up top and try to go to the fence to run this 23 car down. But for now, he holds serve here through turns 1 and 2. Battle for the lead is on at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Christian Strader has gotten to the back bumper of Sebastian Marin. Now he's going to have to change his strategy. Goes up to the top of the racetrack, trying to bring that speed down off the banking. When they come down off turn number 4, Strader again drives it off the corner, but that time Marin holds serve. Strader closes it back up. It's about 0.2 of a second. Now he may start to chip away here on the top of the racetrack. How much time will he lose to Marin running up there? I don't know. He's going to have to find something that works that's different than what Marin is doing. He does right there. Gains a little bit of it back down the back straightaway. Strader's found something here in the middle of the racetrack. Does Marin copy? No, but Strader goes right back to the bottom of 3 and 4. This is where he's been more comfortable on the longer runs. It's down to the bottom at that time. Big wiggle out of the 12, and he's got to get way out of it, and that is what Sebastian Marin wanted to see. Pressure over for now. Strader will have to go back to work, and now that he's dug about a 5/10 hole, it's going to be almost impossible to get back to Sebastian Marin once he's able to set sail on these long runs. He has been gone both last week and this week. Strader going to try the middle one more time here in turns 3 and 4, but that time loses time to Sebastian Marin. In fact, almost a 10th. Battle is still on. By no means is this battle over. Strader's going to have to negotiate the Tyler Bentley machine, either negotiate him or hope he can get up here and pass the Sebastian Marin machine. Top's not working. Top has not got the speed that I thought it did. Either that or Sebastian Marin is just that insanely dialed in on the bottom of the racetrack. Strader's actually going to try it as well here in turns 1 and 2 and actually found some speed down there. So too, though, did Tyler Bentley, and now the pressure is going to be on for Sebastian Marin because Bentley, a chance to get his lap back here. Now slides it a little bit. Marin drives away. Strader's not going to be able to do anything with Sebastian Marin until he gets past the Tyler Bentley machine. Once he can get one-on-one, he might have something for him, but the problem is Tyler Bentley's essentially unintentionally playing pick here. Strader up at the top, and that, man, the top is just not working. It's working on exit, but Marin has just been so consistently good on the bottom that the top just is not good for middle of the corner speed. Marin continues to lead 6 cars on the lead lap, and only about 3 within 4 seconds here. Battle was going to be on for 5th. Richard Malagani started to drive away from that just a little. And really the only other battle on the racetrack is for the 13th position. Here between Brent Elmore and Bo Benham. That's about the closest battle on the racetrack right now. And so we take it back up front where Sebastian Marin has all of a sudden opened a 1.5 second lead. As they head into turn number 1, Marin sets sail, now is about to put Stoney Benfield a lap down. Benfield going to take the line away for Marin. He has to back out of the gas. Now he's going to drive it up down the hill. Try to get around the 75. Almost some contact there. Marin gets on by, and it's back down to 5 cars on the lead lap. Next car he'll see is Richard Mulligani up ahead of him here about 5 car lengths. .79 laps to go here from Charlotte. And here comes Marin up around Richard Mulligani, and he will put him a lap down. So 4 cars remain on the lead lap. Marin, Schrader, Kales, and Hunter Carlson. It's actually a 3-way battle for 5th as Tyler Bentley goes on by. So too does Stoney Benfield. So that battle will continue on for the 5th position. Almost halfway home, about 2 laps short of halfway here from Charlotte. And since about lap 24, it has been all 23 at the front of the field as Monday Premier Series champion Sebastian Marin has led just about every single lap since we hit that lap 24 mark. When we hit that first pit stop, he had just taken the lead when he came to pit road, and he has never looked back since. And now begins to open up the gap even more than it was on our last pit stop from Christian Schrader. Now, I will say another pit stop is coming here in the next 5 laps. So Schrader is going to have to try to throw a Hail Mary here on Sebastian Marin as he continues to lose time. Somebody's going to have to throw a Hail Mary here late in this race. We'll see how it pans out. Marin by the start-finish line one more time. Lap 75 goes on the board. And up off turn number 2 comes Sebastian Marin. And this time by, he will put halfway on the board as he continues to run away from the rest of the field. And as he does so, there we go, halfway here from Charlotte. 75 up. And 75 knocked away, 75 still remaining. Here from NASCAR's backyard. We'll go around the field here, look at some of the battles currently taking place. A battle was going to be occurring for 8th, Cody Eldred. And Justin Hinshaw. Brent Elmore, Bo Benham still relatively close together back here for 12th, but that battle has mostly fizzled out. Richard Mulligani, by the way, has brought his car to the pit lane and has an extended stop. Not sure what happened to the Mulligani machine, but some kind of extended pit stop on that machine. Tyler Bentley has got speed for Sebastian Marin on the long run. The problem is, when that caution came out on the first pit stop, it messed up the scoring to the point that Bentley, Benfield, Chad French, guys I figured had speed in the tank for the 23, got stuck on the back end of the lead lap and could not really just do much about it. And it's been the biggest benefit to Sebastian Marin is the fact that he's only ever had about 6 cars on the lead lap to negotiate. 78 laps on the board. We should be having our 3rd round of pit stops here any moment. Imagine somebody's going to start throwing some Hail Marys here as we get later on in the going. I want to thank everybody again for coming out. We'll take a second to do this while we are under green and get ready to go into a pit cycle. I want to thank everybody that's in the chat tonight. I want to remind you to use the chat. Cheer for your driver. I'll try to get everybody on camera at some point in the next 72 laps, show you where they're running. We'll do a full field rundown, actually, probably once this pit cycle gets done. But did want to say hey to everybody in chat. Pete DeBorgia, nice tribute to the iRacing defaults. Yeah, we like to keep it simple. Nothing too fancy. You don't need to be fancy to be effective. Hayden is in the chat again, rooting for Big Chad French, Grease Lightning. Having a pretty good run tonight. 7th on the board so far. He's closing in on Stoney Benfield. That'll be for 6th. Same with Cycloptic Bovine, rooting for Chad French. Actually, that battle is ongoing here for that position, so we'll take a look at it while we continue to shout out our friends in chat tonight. Barbara Pinion, rooting for the faster Pastor Stoney Benfield, who's on your screen, and actually is going to go ahead and take the left turn and come on to pit road. So Benfield is the first man to hit pit road here on this cycle, at least on a scheduled pit stop. We got DJ in chat as well. DJ, good to see you. T.S. Ritchie rooting for the faster pastor as well. And Kip Cook, welcome back. Good to see Stoney back in the field tonight. Certainly have missed the 75 on the racetrack the past week or so. Good to have him in the field tonight. Obviously another unlucky break with the scoring, but trying to make the most of it. Going to run probably top 5 tonight if he plays his cards right. Lap 82 is on the board. Christian Strader, Cody Eldred, Brandon Elmore, Chad French, Brian Elmore, and Nolan Hodgson are on pit road. Starting to throw more Hail Marys at Sebastian Marin. Trying to get something to work, trying to get fresh tires and pick up some of the time that they have lost. I think if Strader had an extra lap, which I believe he'll have right here, on Sebastian Marin, he might have been able to leapfrog him on pit stops. We're going to see if that indeed happens as all those cars have come off pit road. You'd expect Sebastian Marin this time by on lap number 83, and he will indeed bring the 23 Nexus Extra Life Chevrolet to pit road. And we'll see if that pit stop has helped him any at all. Talking about Christian Strader, who actually cycles out for now behind Justin Hinshaw, who I do not think has made a pit stop. Now he will. And so here we go. Will Christian Strader be able to bypass Sebastian Marin this time? Don't believe he will. In fact, the man that will would be Tyler Bentley, who is going to inherit the race lead. Tyler Bentley playing his cards right here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Interesting decision here out of Tyler Bentley, and it has worked in his favor. He has leapfrogged the 23 of Marin, and now all of a sudden the man who has gone to victory lane 6 times here in Season 1 has made the right move, and now he relinquishes the lead to come to pit road, but certainly picked up some valuable time here on the pit stop. Let's see if he can maintain it. There goes Marin on by him. Strader, by the way, lost a ton of time on that pit stop. Not sure what happened on the 12, but he lost about 4 seconds to Sebastian Marin on that cycle of pit stops. So now Bentley actually does lose the lead again that time by. And so the lead transfers back over to Sebastian Marin, but it's interesting to note that Bentley was able to go an extra 2 laps because at the end of this race, if Marin has to pit late, Tyler Bentley maybe setting himself up for a strategy where he's able to either leapfrog the 23 or just outlast him on the last run of the race. We'll see. That's going to be very interesting to watch. So with the pit stops complete, we'll do a full field rundown of where everybody runs on the racetrack right now. You're looking at your leader, Sebastian Marin in the 23. As he continues to lead the way. Here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, Christian Strader runs in the 2nd position on the racetrack right now. What an incredible back-to-back weeks it's been for the driver of the 12. As he continues to run 2nd behind Sebastian Marin. Actually, he's picked up about a 1.5 seconds on the 23. We saw this last run as well. Greg Kales, great run for him. He runs 3rd right now on the 311. Good to see the 311 back in the field and running well tonight. As he has had an up-and-down night, but finds himself now on the lead lap and in 3rd position. Hunter Carlson, same story as Strader. Back-to-back great weeks for these full-time guys as they make their presence felt here on Thursday nights in the Throwback Series. Trying to find their footing, and now over the last 2 weeks they absolutely have. And they now run in 2nd and 4th. Rounding out the top 5 is the faster pastor, Stoney Benfield. A good run for the driver of the NC811.org Chevrolet, as he attempts to salvage another hit of bad luck, really, that almost everyone in the field got caught by that scoring error under our first cycle of pit stops. Nonetheless, he continues to run in the 5th position as we run here on lap number 89. Your points leader, Tyler Bentley, runs in the 6th position. Another good run in what has truly been an outstanding season, a standout season for the driver of the 55. One of the only Pontiacs in the field tonight. What a season it's been for that driver as he, like I said, inches closer to being OP Throwback Series champion. In fact, may get very close to locking that up tonight. We'll have to double check. Cody Eldred rolls from the 7th position here in the Sharpie Chevrolet as he continues a good run for him tonight. He has settled in nicely to the back half of the top 10 and finds himself now running in the 7th position. Justin Hinshaw started on the pole. Has had his ups and downs, but finds himself inside the top 10 here in the 8th position. Good run for the 034. Chad French, Grace Lightning, runs in the 9th position. A run that's been, again, up and down. He's been as high as about 3rd on the racetrack and as low as about 12th or 13th, but has now pretty much evened it out, gone back up to the 9th position, and finds himself in a pretty good spot. Rounding out the top 10, Mark Vega has clawed his way back inside the top 10 in the Oreo Chevrolet Monte Carlo. And so he is starting to pick away at a good run. Brent Elmore runs 11th in the 31. One of the drivers who has started every race this season. And is being rewarded in points because of it. Very high in the points. A very, very solid season for Brent Elmore. I talked about it quite a bit last week. He's having a very consistent season. Quietly consistent, but hey, consistency does not have to be flashy. It's called consistency for a reason. He is solid week in and week out. Bo Benamar, Daytona winner from earlier in the season opener, runs in the 12th position right now. Another man finding himself high in points as we approach the end of the season. Another man who has a lot to build off of here in the first season back of the Throwback Series. Behind him, one of the newcomers, Nolan Hodgson, won Richmond a few weeks ago, back before the Thanksgiving holiday, and has certainly contributed another pretty nice effort tonight as he tries to continue to find his footing here on Thursday nights. The GMAC colors aboard that Chevrolet. Brian Elmore runs in the 14th position in the 39. Good starting spot tonight. Has had flashes in this race. Finds himself currently in the 14th position. Oh, scramble right up there around Christian Strader, Tyler Bentley, and Stoney Benfield. They get through it okay. Alex Green is multiple laps down here in the 15th position, our Talladega winner from a few weeks ago. And he is running in the 15th position right now in the black number 3 as he tries to corral that race car. Richard Mulligani continues to sit on pit road running 16th. He's been as high as 2nd in this race, but has been sitting on pit road for a very extended period of time at this point. Adam Green is many laps down. He's had a few incidents tonight that have derailed his night. He runs in the 17th position. Travis Elliott, Brent Blunt have called it a night in 18th and 19th, and Dylan Pearson did not make the grid tonight as the 20th car listed on the entry list. Sebastian Marin continuing to lead as we close in on 50 laps to go and one more cycle of pit stops. So actually it's going to be 2 more cycles of pit stops, depending on when these guys pit. Now, what I mentioned about Tyler Bentley becomes relevant because Sebastian Marin, we'll see what lap he pits on and if he can make it in 2 more stops or if he'll have to make 3. Tyler Bentley is in a definite 2-stop, and actually that last stop for Tyler Bentley, because of stretching that last run as far as he did, is going to be considerably shorter than the stop for Sebastian Marin. So we'll see if that ends up amounting to anything as Bentley has held serve here on the racetrack with Marin. We'll see if he can make the time up on pit road on what is going to be a shorter last pit stop for Tyler Bentley that could make or break the race. Marin starts to pull away one more time. from everybody except Tyler Bentley, who, if he was second right now on the racetrack, if the scoring had not had an issue under our first caution, would be your race for the lead. Marin off into turn number 1. So he puts lap number 100 on the board. And so what that means is next time by, he will cycle by the line, and it will be 50 laps to go here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. 4 cars on the lead lap, the same 4 that were on the lead lap on our last fuel run. It's Marin, Strader, Kales, and Hunter Carlson. 50 laps to go here from the Lowe Motor Speedway, and Sebastian Marin has led about the last 75 or so laps, barring, other than pit stops. 23, another very dominant performance tonight. Much like he had at the Auto Club Speedway last week in a race that got shortened, which would have been interesting to see that one go the whole way. This one will, and Tyler Bentley, Christian Strader, Stoney Benfield, a few of the cars that definitely have speed for the 23. It's just the way the scoring has worked out, the way the pit stops have worked out. I am not for sure if they're going to get an opportunity. Now, I will tell you, if Tyler Bentley keeps this kind of gap, that last pit stop is going to be a very interesting little bit of time for the 23 and the 55. You saw the 55 get far enough back around on Sebastian Marin to cycle to the race lead last pit cycle. With that stop being as short as it is for Tyler Bentley, this could make things really interesting. You got to imagine a guy like Christian Strader here on one of these pit stops is going to throw the Hail Mary and try to just gain time back, maybe take 2 tires perhaps, and attempt to gain any time that he can on our leader, Sebastian Marin. We should be coming up on our second to last pit window of the evening. And so we await pit stops. I know Stoney Benfield has made his pit stop already. We await the rest of the field. Greg Kales, the first lead lap car to cede his position and come to pit road. Sebastian Marin down the line one more time. 46 laps to go, and definitively now from here, only 2 pit stops remaining for everybody on the racetrack. The question is, how long will Tyler Bentley be able to stretch this fuel run? How long will Sebastian Marin choose to run? We will see. .45 laps to go. Sebastian Marin cycles by the start-finish line. Don't believe any other lead lap cars are making their pit stops this time by. Strader bypasses pit road. Brian Elmore is going to make his scheduled service right here on lap number 106. He's the only other car to make his pit stop this time by. Off turn 4, down the line comes Marin. 44 laps to go now from Charlotte Motor Speedway as we await the next round of pit stops in the next few laps. We'll go through our upcoming schedule before we get to that pit cycle. Next week, next Thursday night, we'll go to the Dover Motor Speedway for 200 laps around the Monster Mile. That is sure to be a fun race. Justin Hinshaw makes his second to last pit stop. After that, so we have this week, we have next week, and then after that we have 2 weeks off for the holiday break over the Christmas and New Year's holidays. We will get right back to it on January the 4th, 4 weeks from tonight, where the second to last race, the penultimate race of the Throwback Series, is going to Sonoma. And what a week that is going to be. Certainly out of the element for many of these drivers. As Brent Elmore, Nolan Hodgson, Christian Strader, Hunter Carlson make their pit stops here on lap number 109. And we await our leader, Sebastian Marin, still to come and make his pit stop. After Sonoma on January the 11th, we will crown our Throwback Series champion at the Tricky Triangle at the Pocono Raceway. Sebastian Marin puts lap 110 on the board. Turn number 3 to be 40 laps to go for Sebastian Marin when he comes back around here to the start-finish line, expecting his pit stop. He will make it right here. The 23 comes to pit road, and now there goes Tyler Bentley. So the question again now as Tyler Bentley cycles back forward is, how much impact is this going to make? Marin off pit road quickly. We await Tyler Bentley, and there he goes. This is notable for later on, I'll tell you what. Just seeing how much time he can put on Sebastian Marin. This time it's actually going to be closer, up to about 7 seconds. Almost 7 seconds even that time, Bob, as he will come to pit road. So 39 laps to go, 1 pit stop remaining for Sebastian Marin. His execution's been nearly perfect tonight. Last week we saw him have a couple of hiccups in his race that really sidetracked him and kept him from getting to the front, I think, as early as he wanted to. Tonight, no such setback, and he has proven to be very dominant over the course of this race. Down the back straightaway one more time, be 37 laps to go. The window, by the way, if you're interested, will open with about 25 to 27 laps to go. If perhaps someone wants to throw everything at a wall, try to short pit perhaps. Maybe get lucky on a short pit cycle. Just get off strategy and try to pick time back up on Sebastian Marin. Pit a little bit early. Maybe you see Christian Strader do that. I think we're going to see Christian Strader take 2 tires on this last pit stop. He's been able to hold serve on a short run, and that last run's not going to be a full fuel run. It's actually going to be closer to about 20 laps, maybe even less than that. I would certainly not be surprised to see a guy like Christian Strader take 2 tires. We'll have to wait and see. Sebastian Marin continuing to lead. He's about to put Nolan Hodgson 2 laps down. Actually, many cars in the field right now about 2 laps down. And he will pass Hodgson, and indeed the 25 will go 2 laps down here. .34 laps to go here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Round 13 of the OP Throwback Series. Sebastian Marin continuing to lead the way. Coming up on 33 laps to go as he closes in on back-to-back wins on Thursday nights after his connection-shortened win last week in Auto Club. And he is pulled away from the majority of the rest of the field. We'll check for some battles here. Battle about to be underway for the 5th position. Here in a moment, I do believe, between Stoney Benfield and Tyler Bentley. Other than that, not really any battles to be noted here on the racetrack. But Bentley has closed the gap here to Stoney Benfield, and this one will be for 5th position. With 32 laps to go at Charlotte. As Tyler Bentley closes in on another finish of what we're used to. Benfield gets up the racetrack, and he's really fighting to handle that car. Tyler Bentley, meanwhile, has it dialed in. He's trying to keep as much time as he can on Sebastian Marin right here. So when this last pit stop happens, maybe something crazy happens, and he's able to cycle way out in front of Sebastian Marin, perhaps get a win here at some point in the next 30 laps. Strader now 7.5 seconds behind the leader, which tells me I think he's going to have to just throw a complete Hail Mary on that last pit stop and hope that something sticks. And so Marin continuing to lead. The pit window here is going to open in about 2 to 3 laps. We'll see if anybody decides to come down pit road, try to get some track position that way by short pitting. Biggest thing if you're Sebastian Marin here is don't change anything. Keep doing what you've been doing and do not make a mistake on pit road. This is the money stop, the final stop of the race. You do not want to make a mistake on the pit road that costs you such a dominant effort. You don't expect Sebastian Marin to make a mistake on pit road. He has not yet tonight, but certainly he's been right on the edge of control when he makes the pit stop. So, you know he's got to be thinking about that. He's been right on the edge of losing that car. And the second he loses control of the race car, Strader or Tyler Bentley is going to pounce and end up winning this race. So if you're Sebastian Marin, you just got to be mistake-free. Hit your marks for the last 25 laps of this race. Execute on that pit stop, and you're going home with back-to-back Throwback Series victories and back-to-back dominant victories at that. Pit window is open for our final window of green flag pit stops here on lap number 123. So Marin passes the line. It'll be 27 laps remaining. And so we await who's going to be the first one to throw the Hail Mary. Who's going to be the first one to throw a big move? Battle for third is starting to shape up here between Greg Cales and Hunter Carlson. Carlson has found some late race speed. And as he runs down Greg Cales, we're going to have a battle for the third position here as we await our final pit stop of the night. So here comes Carlson. He gets to work on Greg Cales. Right in the tire tracks for now, but certainly is the faster race car. Going to take a look. Cales says no. Going to take a look top. Cales says no. Carlson still right in the tire tracks, having to bide his time, wait. Down to the bottom goes the Carlson machine. Cales stays a lane up off the bottom. And he'll fend off the attack for the moment. 25 laps to go from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Carlson now goes to the top of the racetrack. Tries to drive it off the top, and he's going to do just that. Here comes Hunter Carlson. Right in the back bumper. Now hangs the left down to the inside. This is for third. Cales has to save it. That was almost disaster for the third and fourth place cars. They keep it together. So move Carlson to third. Your top three now as they run here on the Speedway are the same as they were last week. Stoney Benfield is the first man to pit here with 24 laps to go. Battles on between Justin Inshaw and Nolan Hodgson. That did not last long at all. So with 23 laps to go, we await our leaders on pit road for the final time tonight. Off into turn number 3, Sebastian Marin truly has had one of those kinds of nights we've become accustomed to seeing. He actually clips the apron right there a little bit, does Marin. That might be the first mistake of the night for the driver of the 23. Regardless, he's able to pick it back up. Just pure dominance at its finest tonight by Sebastian Marin. "22 laps to go. Cody Eldred, Greg Cales cede their positions on the racetrack. They are coming to pit lane for the final time. Tyler Bentley is going to short pit this time. An interesting decision here by Bentley. My question will be, how much can he gain here on Sebastian Marin in the next few laps? Perhaps can he try to make this a race? Christian Strader is going to have to try something bold. So that's 2 tires. Maybe get off a little bit faster than Sebastian Marin as Chad French cedes 6 to come down pit road. Brian Elmore is on pit road as well. So Marin continues to lead. It is 20 laps to go here from Lowe's Motor Speedway. Marin, you expect to see him on pit road here shortly. Sounds like he's giving up the lead, and here he comes. Final pit stop of the night for the driver of the 23. Hunter Carlson dives off the speedway. He will make his final pit stop. Christian Strader will make his final pit stop. So as Marin drops off the jack, as long as he does not make a mistake here on pit exit, he's only going to have about 18 laps. Make it 19 laps to negotiate with. Looks like he's gotten on and off without an issue. Tyler Bentley going to go past Hunter Carlson. This would be for provisional 3rd position, I believe. As Marin, oh, trouble! Right in front of the race leader, Sebastian Marin. He has to dive out of the way, and a caution flag has come out. Oh, that changes things. My goodness, that one happens right in front of the race leader. Well, I said he didn't have to make a mistake. I didn't exactly expect that. And all of a sudden here with 18 laps to go, you can close up what you just thought you knew about this race, because Christian Strader and potentially Tyler Bentley, in fact, yes, Tyler Bentley is back in this race. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We will go take a look at what happened right in front of the race leader. I think this involves mostly Adam Green. You see, they're coming up on him. Oh, my goodness. Nolan Hodgson tries to pit. And, oh, my goodness. Tyler Bentley launches the 777. Tyler Bentley goes airborne. So, actually, Tyler Bentley may not be back in this race because I believe his fast repair had already been exhausted. Green goes flipping down the front stretch. Hunter Carlson, Greg Cales, men who were having great runs, are now involved in this one on the front stretch. Sebastian Marin has 18 laps from a checkered flag and has to dive out of the way. This was almost disaster for our race leader, Sebastian Marin. This happened right in front of him. And it starts when Nolan Hodgson, actually Green's loose, so it's not even really Nolan Hodgson. He's coming to pit, and as Green tries to correct the car, he gets hit by a couple of different cars here. He was trying to correct the car. He was loose. He did not at all mean to be down there with Nolan Hodgson. He just lost control of his car, and they're wrecking. You can see Sebastian Marin. He's trying to weave out of the way. Adam Green, the wildest ride out of this one for sure. We're going to ride with your leader, Sebastian Marin. On board with the 23. Dives right, dives left. Sees them going to the grass, has to dive right again, and Sebastian Marin narrowly avoids complete disaster. Now, there's Tyler Bentley. I don't know what kind of speed he will have. Here's the interesting thing about this one. I think that these cars you see here between the leader and Strader are going to stay in line. I don't know if they're going to go to the bottom here. If they stay in line, Strader's hope at this race is essentially over. He needs to be right on the back bumper of Sebastian Marin when we go back green to be able to have a shot at him right here, I would think. With 15 laps to go at the line, we'll see if these cars are indeed going to dive to the bottom. They are both lap machines. Brent Elmore and Chad French multiple laps down. So we'll see here with 15 laps to go if they dive to the bottom of the leader or if they stay right where they are. And let's see here. As they come by the line, lights are out. And I believe they are going to go to the bottom of the racetrack. And they will. All right. Sebastian Marin has been dominant. He's had the lead since lap 25. But now he's got to win the race all over again. Justin Hinshaw hot-lapped in qualifying and got the pole. He runs third. Tyler Bentley's got a beat-up car, but he is fourth in case calamity occurs. Christian Strader ran the second fastest lap and has had short-run speed for Sebastian Marin. He runs second, and it's all happening behind the race leader who now has to go do all that work one more time. 14 laps to go. Get up. Get excited. We are about to crown a winner at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and it's on a late race restart. Sebastian Marin has to be perfect. He has to hit his marks for 14 more laps to go to victory lane for the second straight week. Strader looking to wrench a victory out of Sebastian Marin's hands here at the end of this one. Pace car will take the hard left turn. Sebastian Marin into the restart zone. He's got 3 hungry cars behind him. Green flag is back in the air. 14 laps to go from Charlotte. And boy, did he go, and in fact, it may be enough to put the 12 of Christian Strader away. He lost a lot of time on that restart. He will have to get to work and chip away quickly. Immediately to the bottom of the Brent Elmore machine. Christian Strader going to have to negotiate him immediately. There is no time to wait. Sebastian Marin can now hot lap for the next 14 laps. They have to get around these cars and start to pick up some time. Strader past Brent Elmore. Now Justin Hinshaw works around Brent Elmore. And here we go. Christian Strader has 13 laps to make up 1.3 seconds. How much saving do you do if you're Sebastian Marin here with a 1.4 second lead? Doesn't appear to me he's doing any. Just trying to run away. You can tell, in fact, that he is not hot lapping. Or excuse me, that he's not saving. He is hot lapping. By the line, this is going to be a good lap for Sebastian Marin. 29 flat. A tenth faster than Christian Strader. Sebastian Marin is running off the charts lap times. Strader has started to close it up. It's back down to 1.3 seconds. He's got to find some more speed, though. Let's see what this lap time is this time by. 11 laps to go here for Sebastian Marin. Flashes by the line. 29.22 to Strader's 29.19. Not quite enough gain there for Christian Strader to be able to catch the Sebastian Marin machine, and now Marin starts to put more time on him. This race appears to be tucked away for the 23 of Sebastian Marin. Strader picks up a little bit more speed there in the middle of turns 3 and 4, but unfortunately just gets him back to where he was. That time by for Marin, 29.24. That time by for Strader, 29.31. Down the back straightaway, 10 laps to go here from Charlotte. Christian Strader can see the leader now for the first time in a while, but he just does not have enough short run speed. Sebastian Marin up off turn number 4. Down to the start-finish line one more time. The gap stays constant, right about a second and a half. That time by for Marin, a 29.42 to the even 29.42 of Christian Strader. Off turn 2 comes Marin. Strader slides it loose, trying everything he can to get every last bit out of that race car. Marin through 3 and 4. Last time dead even. This time by at the line. Marin, 29.52. Strader, 29.65. And that's not going to be enough. Eight laps to go here for Sebastian Marin. Christian Strader going to need the help of another caution. Battle for 5th between Stoney Benfield and Hunter Carlson. And that battle fizzles away. 7 laps to go from Lowe's Motor Speedway. Strader faster by 100th. Not going to be enough, though. Down the backstretch off into turn number 3. Look at how far out of shape that 23 is in the middle of the corner, and still didn't lose any time. 6 more times around Charlotte for Sebastian Marin. Gap grows 1.7 seconds. Alex Green off track further back. No problem, we stay green. And that's all that Sebastian Marin wants to see right now. The last thing he wants to see is the yellow lights. With 5 laps to go, any caution now would end our festivities this evening. Marin looking to be perfect for 5 more laps. He's been perfect nearly all night. And now has about 8 more corners to negotiate to go back-to-back here on Thursday nights. 4 laps to go, this time by Sebastian Marin. The Extra Life Nexus Esports Chevrolet. The familiar Lowe's colorway. Some different sponsors, but no surprise to see a car that looks like that running up front. At this facility, Christian Strader's in the outside wall and in it big time. And Justin Hinshaw started to run him down. Marin up off turn 4 now, all pressure gone. Just has to hit his marks for 3 more laps. Marin through turns 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. What a night it's going to be for Tyler Bentley, who's going to salvage what looked to be a night gone wrong, not once but twice. He's going to salvage a 4th place finish, and that all but locks up a championship with Isaiah Dupree not in the field tonight. 3 more miles for Sebastian Marin. Through turns 3 and 4, this time by. He did not get to see this last week. He's going to get to see it tonight as he crosses by the start-finish line. A white flag, 1 more lap around Charlotte Motor Speedway. Marin, 4 more corners of hitting his marks, and he will be a victor once again. He wanted last week's race to go the full length. He thought he could win the race even if it did go 125 laps. Was dominant in that one, did not get to see the checkered flag and celebrate. Tonight, he's going to get that honor. He comes in back-to-back weeks. He dominates almost wire to wire. He's going to get the job done one more time. Sebastian Marin wins the OP Throwback Series in Charlotte. And I'm going to tell you right now, you already see it. You're going to see a high-dollar celebration here from Sebastian Marin. You didn't get to see one last week. He's going to drift this car all the way around the corner. A spectacle here on a Thursday night. How about this out of Sebastian Marin? He's still carrying a bunch of speed here onto the front stretch. A Joey Logano-esque burnout. I think he was going for a rollback. Couldn't quite get it. But we'll heartily celebrate here on the entrance of turn number 1 as this time he gets the full-length win. And dominates nearly wire to wire. And wins round 13 of the OP Throwback Series. And now we're going to get a Kyle Larson-style burnout. He's pulling from the bag of tricks tonight is Sebastian Marin. He's going to do the Kyle Larson-style burnout here on the front straightaway. And we will get a nice angle of this celebration out of our race winner tonight. As Marin continues to celebrate here on the front straightaway, we will get into our post-race show. Here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And we're going to get your top 3 for interviews, so stick around. You're going to get to hear from your winner, Sebastian Marin, as well as our second and third place finishers, Christian Strader and Justin Hinshaw, here momentarily up here in the broadcast booth. We'll get them in a second. We're going to try to get Christian Strader working his way over here. I see the other two, but we'll try to get Strader on his way up here. We'll get a word from our top 3 here in just a moment. From Charlotte, as Sebastian Marin continues to burn the joint down over there in turns number 1 and 2. This man is celebrating like never before. I don't even think he celebrated this much winning the Premier Series Championship on Monday nights. A huge celebration. And while he does so, we'll go into your race results here from Charlotte Motor Speedway as we await our top 3 finishers to jump in the broadcast booth. Sebastian Marin gets the job done here from Lowe's Motor Speedway and wins his second straight OP Throwback Series race. Christian Strader, a back-to-back runner-up effort tonight for the 12. And Justin Hinshaw on the podium tonight for the first time in the 0-3-4. Tyler Bentley finishes 4th. What a great night it was for the points leader. And finishing 5th, it's the faster pastor, Stoney Benfield. Hunter Carlson finishes 6th. Greg Kales finishes 7th. Cody Eldred 8th. Brent Elmore 9th. And Mark Vega rounds out the top 10. Bo Benham finishes 11th tonight. Brian Elmore finishes in the 12th position. Chad French finishes 13th. Alex Green finishes 14th. Nolan Hodgson 15th. Adam Green 16th. Richard Maligani 17th. Travis Elliott 18th. And Brett Blunt rounds out the 19-car field. We're going to go to our post-race show now as Marin continues to celebrate. We will allow him to continue to do so. And we will go to our post-race show from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and it all starts with a man who finished in the 3rd position. I'm going to make sure the audio is all set to go. Good thing I looked, because it's not. Now we should be all good, and we're going to get your top 3 for interviews, starting with the man who finished 3rd, the 0-3-4 of Justin Hinshaw. Hey, Justin, it's Dawson up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
What a great run it was for you tonight. You set the quick time in qualifying. You made the best of what looked to be some kind of scoring issue on our first caution. You end up coming home 3rd after all that. Take me through your night. How'd you get back up to the podium? And tell me how you're feeling about a 3rd place finish.
Well, starting off with the qualifier, we were able to shave 2/10 off our qualifier and really kind of surprised myself. So I figured I had a pretty good pace for the race. And like you said, with that first caution, angry is the least amount of word I could use for how I was feeling. I felt like I was just running 150 laps for free at that point, just being a lap down, not trying, or I couldn't get in front of the leader, and I knew that I need to have some type of pit strategy coming into those last, I don't know, 30 laps. And at the last second, I decided to run her dry before I was going to pit. And the guy behind me, Nolan, um, he didn't hang out there with me. I thought he was going to run the same thing. And when that caution came out, I had zero point 0.4 laps left of fuel and was able to coast it in. So, yeah, it was just wild. I mean, it was a change of events that I could not see coming.
Well, absolutely. And for you, it's a third-place finish tonight. I got to think this is a little bit of a momentum booster. Certainly, as this season has gone along, we got 3 weeks left. You're on the podium here tonight in Charlotte. So tell me, what does this do for you here as we go forward to our last 3 races of the season?
Just looking for that pace. That's the biggest thing I think I need to work on individually. Just trying to make sure I can compete out there with the field. And if I can do that, then just keep trying at it.
Tonight you certainly did, so you finish in third. So while I have you here for a second, anybody you'd like to thank or shout out?
Absolutely. I'd like to thank my teammate and the 311 Greg Kales. We went in on this iRacing together, and I wouldn't be here without him here on a podium finish. So I'd like to thank him. That's about it, really.
All right, well, congratulations on a fantastic run here tonight, a third-place effort for you. Go enjoy it, go celebrate. We will see you next week.
Appreciate it.
Third-place finisher Justin Hinshaw tonight in a 0.34. That moves us up to our back-to-back runner-up finisher from Auto Club, and again tonight here in Charlotte, and that is the 12 of Christian Schrader. Hey, Christian, it's Dawson with the booth. Sorry to interrupt you, but you got a copy.
Yeah, how you doing, Dawson?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Sorry to interrupt. I know you were kind of conversing there at the end of the race, but hey, a back-to-back second-place finish for you tonight. You had a lot of speed. We saw you actually be one of the first ones to kind of look around for speed. Obviously, we talked a little bit about the new oval racing mechanics tonight. First off, actually kind of take me through that. I was going to ask. I wanted to ask all race. Was that planned because of the new update? Was that just something you were going to do anyway? Kind of take me through, the search for speed early on in the race. We saw you go all the way up to the fence.
I had plans to go up to the fence prior to the update. It was definitely more enticing once the update was announced and kind of came through. But I don't know. It didn't feel like it actually kind of came in as much as I was expecting it to. There was a little bit of lap time up there, but it definitely felt like the bottom was definitely still king.
Well, absolutely, and definitely looked that way as the race went on. But hey, another second-place finish for you, back-to-back, really fantastic runs. We talked about last week as being a breakout. Now just seems to be a constant. Just kind of take me through, the growth you've had over the past several weeks and what we can expect from here now that we've apparently seen you find your footing.
I'm not too sure moving forward. The 1.5 mile tracks and Auto Club are kind of my bread and butter. We have Pocono coming up. I do like the track, but it's just been kind of growing and getting used to the car. It's kind of one of my first times getting back into this car. I haven't ran it in a while, and just kind of figuring out how to get it kind of pointed to the right direction. It's kind of hard to get it down to the bottom of the track early, and then kind of wrap that bottom. And it's just been a little bit of a different experience, kind of getting back to the car.
Absolutely has. And another fantastic run for you here tonight, a second-place finish in Charlotte. So while I've got you up here for a second, anybody you'd like to thank or shout out?
Big shout out to Hunter. I've raced with him for a while, and he was kind of helping me out and trying some things and going up top at times and letting me know if it was a little quick. So shout out to him, kind of doing what it is I was a little scared to do before me.
All right, well, congratulations on a second-place effort tonight. Go enjoy it. Go celebrate. We will see you next week.
Appreciate it, Dawson.
Christian Schrader, your second-place finisher tonight. That leads us to our back-to-back winner, the man who won the shortened race last week in Auto Club. He wins the full-length race here tonight in Charlotte in dominant fashion. We'll see what he's got to say about his effort. Sebastian Marin in the 23. A Seabass. It's Dawson up in the booth. You get a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, you come in again here tonight at Charlotte. You get another win. You go back-to-back. This one goes the full distance. So just kind of take me through what your game plan was tonight. We saw you have just an absurd amount of speed on the bottom, especially even when the top came in. It seemed like the bottom just was the place to be, and you made it work all night. Take us through it and how you got back to victory lane.
Yeah, it was definitely a good race. Started from the back again. Glad that this one went green the whole, not green, my bad. It went the full distance. Yeah, just running the bottom, this being the old Charlotte. The bottom around here has always been where you want to be. This new update with dynamic track essentially being back in play, I tested it out every now and then, see if the high lane would come in, and it had relatively good grip to how it was before, but I still think the bottom was where you want it to be, especially because it just took care of the tires a lot better. Like, you can run decent pace up top, but I feel like you would just destroy the right rear specifically, like on exit. It would seem to really struggle with it. So I just kept staying committed to the bottom, ripped it around there the whole race, managing my tires throughout the stints, and then just pulling away. And then obviously that caution that happened right in front of me. Luckily I didn't get any damage, and held on for another win.
Well, yes, you did, and that caution comes out with about 20 laps to go, and I want to know, you see the 12 of Strader, you see the 034 of Hinshaw, they've got short run speed behind you. Did you have any reservations about that restart, or was it just full confidence all the way? You knew what you were going for there on that restart?
Well, I wanted to go immediately because I knew the 12 car was insanely fast. I knew he has the pace on the short run to keep up, if not be faster at times than me. And I didn't know if I wanted to go 100% from the get-go, and maybe he could save a little bit of tire and then he would get back to me. But I decided that clean air is too important, and at that point passing was probably going to be very hard, so I just went 100%, and thankfully I did, because I think he was experimenting to just try and catch up, and he ended up I think he touched the wall, and then after that it was just bringing it home without any mistakes. So
we certainly do that again tonight. Another dominant win for you here in Charlotte. And so while I've got you here for a second, anybody you'd like to thank or shout out?
Yeah, shout out for Alex for letting me run in this league. Obviously, I'm part-time here. Just a lot of fun, right? Just here to kind of blow off some steam, drive these cars. I love racing these things. They're pretty fun. So hopefully I'll be here every now and then, and hopefully the people that are watching don't get too bored if I do occasionally show up and take the lead for a long time. But yeah, shout out to Alex for letting me run. Shout out to you for putting on the broadcast. Right, you have to sit here and watch this race nonstop all by yourself. So I don't know how you commentators do it, just constantly coming up with things to talk about. So respect to you, and yeah.
All right, well, congratulations on your second straight win here on Thursday nights. We'll see if we're seeing you any more here the rest of the season. Congratulations. Go enjoy it. Go celebrate. We will see you next time we see you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Winner tonight, Sebastian Marin in the 23. It's going to just about do it here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. I want to thank everybody for coming out and watching here tonight on a Thursday night. Right now, head over to the Ghost Racing Network and watch some PGR Thursday Night Heat Money Racing, the throwback race tonight, ironically enough. Here after our Throwback Series racing on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Head over to Ghost Racing Network. I'm headed over there. I'm going to try to join Austin Green and Matthew Baker on the call for the end of that race. So head on over there and catch some great money racing action. The Craftsman trucks at the Talladega Super Speedway. We're back next Thursday, right back here at 8:45 p.m. for the Dover Motor Speedway 200 lap event. With only 3 races to go in this season, Tyler Bentley, a 4th place finish tonight, all but guarantees he will be your Season 1 OP Racing Throwback Series champion. Until then, my name is Dawson Wise. You have been watching the Turn 3 Racing Network. I hope you did enjoy tonight's race. Head on over to Ghost Racing Network now. Check out the PGR Thursday Night Heat Series. Until then, Max Speed TV will have you on Saturday night for the opening of the OP Racing Saturday Series. car yet to be determined, ironically enough. But hey, we're going to be racing on Saturday night, and I'll be there. And a couple of my teammates will be there, so go watch us have some fun on a Saturday night. I believe our Wednesday coverage gets back to it next week on the Turn 3 Racing Network with KR Stolfus, and I will be racing there. There as well. Be on the lookout for other content coming here from the Turn 3 Racing Network. Until then, again, my name is Dawson Wise. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching.